Not off the top of my head.
No? Donald Trump claims that he'd ended 7 wars in 7 months. Is that true?
I've only heard about one.
Only one? What war?
I don't exactly know which one. I don't know the name of it.
You don't know the name of it? Okay. Donald Trump, so when he was giving a speech to the United Nations, he actually listed out the wars that he believes he's ended. Okay. What was going on between Egypt and Ethiopia?
I do not know, actually. I didn't follow that.
Hi, Moose. I'll help you out. It's a diplomatic dispute over a dam being built on the Nile. And guess what? That diplomatic dispute is still ongoing. And during that entire time, not once did either side ever threaten, guess what? Ever threatened military hostilities or military escalation. And they still haven't today, but they're still having the exact same dispute. Yeah. So it doesn't really sound like it was ended nor prevented.
My other thing is, what about the border? Because I still am hearing about drugs getting into this country.
Yeah, because we also make them here.
Sure.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, that's not what I want. Drugs are made here too. Yeah. Oh, okay, Betty. Someone's asking what my sources are. Well, you're not being specific on what it is, so I'll go ahead and use it to go ahead and do a little self promo here. Guys, if you check the link tree in my bio, I just want to let you guys know that you can get 40% off from Ground News, which is an excellent source in order to see the bias of what website is reporting on what, how factually they've been rated based off of how many fact checks they failed or have successfully achieved, like passed. And I think that would be awesome. Like, you get 40% off that plan. They also do have free version as well. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 19 years of age.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, ma'am. He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. Okay. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I support him mainly because he has cut taxes a lot, and he's also
sorry, I didn't ask you why you're still supporting him. I asked you what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today.
I'm a little confused on the topic of abortion.
That has you questioning it? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, because
okay.
I think it will.
Oh, why you gotta be weird? Why are you guys always so weird? Hey guys, hot take, men aren't funny. Oops. All right, let me see if this is working. Hey, I got it up there. Oh, where are your sources, Mysterious? I haven't seen you give anything for your stuff, okay? You can look at the Brennan Center for Justice. You can look at the Brookings Institute. Like, where do you want to go, Pookie Pie? You can look at, guess what? There's also this awesome thing called the Institute on the Study of War. There are not wars happening there. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Did you know that Skibbity Diddy is
Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
How you doing?
Hi, how old are you?
I am 34 years old.
34. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I do.
Okay. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I don't question my support at all. I think the movement is actually doing a fantastic job trying to eradicate everything that is the problem to this country.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Oh, really quickly. Mysterious, I gave you 4. Apparently your ears weren't open, but ma'am, I gave you 4 separate resources. I hope that helps. Okay. So can you tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office this year?
What lie has he told? Can you please explain to me where you're getting your information from?
I'm sorry.
But
You don't believe that Donald Trump has told any lies? Is that what you're
aside
saying?
from the fascist media, right, that you guys have created, correct?
Fascist media? I'm sure you can't even
Fascist
define what fascism is.
False liberation that is causing our
What are the
entire
14 tenets of
community to be
fascism?
afraid.
What are the 14 tenets of fascism?
I can tell you right now. It's
So
all
tell me,
these
what are
little
the 14
blue-haired
tenets
liberals
of
running around
fascism?
saying that this
Is
isn't
my
fair
hair
and that isn't
blue?
fair. Let me explain
Wait, I'm so
something to
sorry.
you.
Did I miss
Let me
the part where
explain
my
something to
hair
you.
was
Don't interrupt
blue?
me.
Hold
Don't
on,
interrupt me.
guys.
Let
Are
me
you
explain something to
also...
you. Life
Wait,
isn't
no,
fair.
I don't want to... Sorry, I don't want to be, like, ableist or anything, but are you colorblind? Serious question.
Am I colorblind?
Are you colorblind?
No, I can actually see.
Okay. So then, if you looked at the screen, can you remind me? Like, wait, is my hair blue or is it pretty fucking brunette?
It doesn't matter if your hair is blue, brunette, black.
Oh,
if you're
okay.
A liberal, you're
Well,
a
if
liberal.
it's brunette,
you're
so
supporting
I
the
just
wrong
want to
group,
say,
and you're allowing ridiculousness into this country.
yeah.
If you don't want to agree with it,
Well,
that's
you
fine.
you
That's your
specifically
choice.
were
But
like,
there are people that do
blue-haired
believe
people
it.
are the problem, and it's like that seems like very triggered moments. Like my hair is brown.
Oh my God, triggered. Oh
Yeah,
man, that's a fun
you.
word. You know what else is a fun word?
I'm still waiting.
Hey Sainsbury's, usual big shop. Can you save me a few quid?
Well, Wayne, try your Nectar prices.
My what?
Your Nectar prices. In your Nectar app, you'll find personalised discounts on up to 10 things you love. It's personalised to you, Wayne. Too personalised?
Yeah, just a touch.
Agreed, we'll stick to prices. Save every week with your Nectar prices. Sainsbury's, good food for all of us.
"14 tenets of fascism," maybe? What are those? Got nothing? Okay, bye.
Let me tell
You ain't got nothing. Okay, guys, over on TikTok, we should have been at 50,000 likes 6 minutes ago. So can you guys be sure to get us up to 50,000 likes in the next 5 minutes? That would be great. And so who was this person again? Oh, yeah, Mysterious. I told you the Brookings Institute is a good one. You can also look like at the International Study of War is also a good one. And I hope that helps. Those are 2 of the 4 that I mentioned that you apparently weren't listening when I said them after you were like, I demand sources. Okay, go. All right, can we get a serious Trump supporter to call into the line? That would be fantastic. See, now that's working. Why is this like half working? Trump is threatening to invade America with our military. Yeah. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Howdy.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 20.
20? Okay. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I don't know nothing about. I might support him.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
How old are you?
20.
What year did you graduate high school?
But
Yeah. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
So I actually I haven't supported Trump for a minute now.
WU. Have a great day, man. I am just looking for MAGA supporters. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
21. Are you still supporting Donald Trump? Oh, gosh.
I am, yes, I am.
You are? Okay. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah. What has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
You said why I'm questioning it?
Yes.
I question a couple of things that he's done. I'd say the first one is the support for Israel while we're in this government shutdown.
Okay.
I question it just because of kind of the priorities of work that we have within the government. The first one should be passing a spending bill. I'm actually employed in the United States military. I won't go too much into further detail on that.
Okay.
And I believe that, funding certain other priorities, as I guess we'll call it, is not necessary, and our priority should be funding our departments and not, other countries or support for other countries at this time. That's the one thing I'll give up on MAGA.
Okay. That's totally fair. Are you able to identify 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office in 2025?
3 lies?
Yes.
Not at this time, but am I debating in support or against Donald Trump? I'm a little bit confused. I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, no, see what I'm doing here is I'm trying to pressure you on your support in Donald Trump and to see if you're able to be critical within that support of him. Like,
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, I disagree with a couple of things,
yeah. So that's why I asked, like, can you identify 3 lies that he's told?
Yeah. I mean, I believe it comes from both parties, especially during the campaigning term. One specific lie, I may not be able to give 3, but I can give a couple off my mind. First one being, let's see, probably support regarding. Let me use one that I'm more familiar with. Probably backing with the abortion. Let's talk about abortion. I'm a little bit more knowledge in this. So
He hasn't done
had to
anything about, he hasn't said anything specifically about
and
abortion
that's
since 2025.
I'll get to a lie. I'll get to a lie on that. One thing that he promised, he actually said that a promise that he made was for abortion to be up to the states. But this has had to been done by a Supreme Court case decision rather than an effort made on his own. So it's rather made by other people rather than himself.
Okay.
You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah. What's another one?
If I can give another one, I'd say probably war started. I'll give that one up. It was a ridiculous lie. A little bit one that he boasted too much about no new war starting in I guess in the entirety of the world. But if we look at we have Ukraine and Russia still going on, which he also promised that would end. But however, we still have some firefights going on there. And then, the whole conflict with Israel and sorts like that. So I'd say that's two separate lies, but that's three things that I feel like could be improved.
I'm just curious, have you been paying attention to Donald Trump and what he's been saying since he was elected president? Because that's actually what I was asking, is what lies has he told since he was inaugurated into office this year? And all of these things were 2020 and then 2024, not 2025. Also TikTok, 75,000 likes in the next 10 minutes.
Gotcha. I've been paying attention a little bit, just with the time that I have. Just again, I do work full time, but
No
from
problem.
what I've been watching, I try to watch and do my own research separately from other news sources, including avoiding the far right and far left news media such as like CNN or Fox. I try to do my research based off.
Good. Nobody should watch either one of
news
those
and that.
channels.
I'm sorry?
Said good. No one should watch either one of those channels.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Fox and CNN are both entirely corrupted, and I believe that we should be seeking more bipartisan news sources, ones that report directly the actions that are happening rather than support or disdain or credit to what's going on a specific person.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, here, Donald Trump, you're aware that the Bureau of Labor Statistics recently released the inflation report for September of 25?
Yes, is that inflation report by annual or by month?
It does it both.
Okay, so are you going by month or by year? Like,
I'll
how
give
are
you
you measuring
both.
this?
I'll give you both. Like, because again, the BLS does it, they're very exhaustive in the way that they write out their report. Like, it's not short. It's never just a short thing, right? So year over year, inflation is up 3%, right? So like our inflation for the month of September is listed at 3%, okay? Which is up
Okay.
from September of 2024, which was at 2.4%, right? So really that's a 0.6 difference, but it's still a higher inflation. Inflation is going up, okay? Month over month, it was a 0.3% increase on the cost of goods.
Okay.
Okay.
And why
So-
do you think that is?
Why tariffs, job layoffs? Cool. So, but Donald Trump is continuing to tell the American people and the American public that he has, quote, ended inflation. And yet we see that inflation went up month over month, year over year.
Okay. I'm trying to see why you think that is. Like, what actions has Donald Trump
Tariffs.
did or
Literally tariffs,
Tariffs?
sir. Yes.
I would beg to disagree on that part just because
Okay. That's fine. Let's try this real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you like a hypothetical, or actually this one's not a hypothetical anymore. We have a 15% tariff. The United States imposes a 15% tariff on all imports coming out of Japan, right? So when we're importing, let's say, airbags from Japan, okay, for our cars.
Okay.
Who is paying that 15% tariff to the United States government?
It would be either the company itself, depending on how that country manages paying tariffs, but it usually is the company itself that pays that tariff.
Are you talking
Or,
about the seller?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what was the other option you were going to go into?
It's honestly that it's a little bit of a stretch, but I believe that at some points that some countries, depending on whether that country is exporting itself, like the government is exporting the product itself, that they would have to pay for that.
Évidemment, il pleut. plutôt bien, non?
Oh, c'est vraiment bien.
Pour plus d'un demi-million d'investisseurs, les choses ont commencé à tourner en rond. Payer des frais fixes peu élevés au lieu d'un pourcentage et garder l'argent que vous gagnez. Investisseur interactif, je pense. Par conséquent, je.
Hey Meta, how strong is the wind today?
The wind is blowing 12 miles per hour from the northwest.
Yeah, I got that. Hey Meta, what's the record for the longest putt?
The record for the longest putt is 417 feet.
There we go.
Have specifically said that they can no longer eat the cost of paying these tariffs, and they're not able to source everything within the United States of America to make them all here. So they are passing on the cost of these goods, of their product, onto the consumer, resulting in higher prices at the stores. But it's 100% of the time, it is always the American importer that pays that tariff amount to the United States government, because it's a tariff on imports, not on exports.
Okay.
So
and
therefore,
there's a
inflation.
couple
And I
of
don't know
points.
if anybody's ever listened to Jerome Powell talk, but when he lowered interest rates back in September, he very explicitly stated that tariffs are causing an effect on inflation. How big that effect is not yet to be told.
Okay, and there's a lot to break down in what you just said there. I first want to attack the point that you made that the costs are passed on to the consumer. That's not
always, but
true.
most of them they do get passed on to it. And I gave you one company example.
Okay, well that's one company example out of many, like almost millions. And then the second point, if you allow me to make it, is that who are these companies? Where are these companies based? Are they
Walmart,
transnational
Target,
companies?
Nike, Adidas, Stanley, Black & Decker, Mattel, Philips, they have all announced that they will raise their prices as a result of tariffs.
And is
Puma,
that because
Columbia
of
Sportswear,
contracting out
Procter &
companies?
Gamble, Conagra, Mattel, Philips Hue, Nintendo, Ford, Subaru, General Motors, sorry, I said that so wrong, Stellantis,
Sure,
Best
and
Buy,
these are
Macy's, and
companies.
Costco.
Sure, and these are companies that, well, not all of them, but many
Sorry,
of
the
what you
retailers
said,
are
like
like brand name retailers, right? Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Macy's, and Costco. Everybody knows them.
yes, and they're American companies. So I'm saying I'm
They
bringing up Ford and
are.
General Motors, for example. But
Yes.
they are contracting out. They are contracting out some of the supplies that they, products that they bring into the United States. For example, General Motors, for example. I've worked on vehicles for a long time, especially
I
military.
don't care about your
Humvee
anecdotal
vehicles.
stories, dude. You asked me
Well,
for more
they're
than
not
just one
anecdotals.
company,
They're
and I gave
products
you
being
several
assembled
listings of
in the
them.
United States.
It's anecdotal. I don't need to hear about your life experiences. Those are anecdotal. Just get to your point.
Well, no, I'm telling you as a matter of fact, as a matter
No, you're
of real
arguing from a
thing, that
position
these
of
products.
authority, which is a logical fallacy, which we're not doing, okay? So
Well,
just get to your
I'm
point.
very aware. I'm telling you that
Yeah,
as
you're arguing from a
certified.
position of authority, or you're trying to take in a position of authority. I've been there, I've done that, listen to me, I know more. No, we're not doing that. That is a logical fallacy. So again, let's just get to your points without doing my life experience is X, Y, and Z.
Okay, I won't even include my life experiences. I will
That's all I'm
say,
asking for.
but if you look at the manuals for Chevrolet, which is a General Motor brand, that their products used in some of their vehicles are assembled by third-party companies that they contract, which import into the United States.
Correct. A lot of
The
what we
goal
do
of
is we move, sorry, not we, but car manufacturers, this is well known, right? They don't hide this. This is well known. They move their cars throughout the assembly process between the United States and another country like Canada or another country like Mexico, right? Which, because of the USMCA, should have been exempt from tariffs. these specific tariffs that was supposed to make auto parts and everything, like part of that construction, like the assembly of autos, was supposed to be exempt from these tariffs. But Donald Trump has said, fuck the USMCA that I signed in 2018. Or sorry, no, it was 2020. And we're just going to do what we want with these tariffs, right?
Okay, go on.
And there
go
are
on.
parts that they have to purchase internationally, airbags being a major one that they do purchase internationally. They also purchase parts for AC, the AC unit within your car. Microchips are so largely produced overseas and not enough are made here in the United States of America. So until that infrastructure is built up, which takes about 3 to 5 years, if they're lucky for autos, right, to get to here, like to get that infrastructure built up. We're going to see them continue to purchase from international sellers because that's their option to get it and to complete the cars to get them to the market.
Okay, all right. And then I want to ask you, are all these parts that you just listed earlier able to be produced, or excuse me, manufactured within the United States? You
Not
mentioned
all of them.
airbags, for example, right?
Not everything is
Not
able to
all
be
of them,
produced
right?
here.
But I'm
So,
saying
but
some
even
of
then,
them.
like even if we produce them here, which again requires manufacturing, and if they don't already have plants set up for that or the assembly of that, then they're going to need to purchase another building or expand on the building that they already have, right? And then get the parts in there, hire the labor forces, etc., just to get them up and running, and that takes several years to get done. Again, it's 3 to 5 years at minimum. Like, for example, the Hyundai plant in Georgia, that broke ground in 2022, and it was supposed to open for the batteries, and it was supposed to open next year. And now that opening date is delayed because of Donald Trump and ICE, right? Like, just to give an example, like that broke ground and was announced in 2022. It took them 4 years to get it up and running, and it's not even up and running yet because it's supposed to have been open and up in assembling everything and manufacturing stuff next year, right? Like that's the thing.
You've heard of assembly line production before, correct?
Yes, I know, but you still have to get the pieces in there in order for you to even start the assembly process. And again, if you're asking them to convert their facility that they already have, that still takes time. In order for them to convert an entire facility into making one specific product when it was assembling cars instead. So and then where are they going to then assemble cars within the United States? They then have to move their manufacturing to another state, assuming that they have another facility that they can convert to that manufacturing. At the end of the day, the majority of them are going to need to open new facilities and get the equipment going in them and hire people to work those jobs. It's not that easy.
Okay, you mentioned all of that as if it's a bad thing. Isn't the
I'm
goal
not
to
saying
bring
it's a
more
bad thing.
jobs
I'm
here?
saying it takes time, right? And so while we have these tariffs on vehicles, that is again ignoring the USMCA, which was a trade deal that Donald Trump himself wrote and signed with Mexico and Canada, and he's ignoring it and violating the deal, right? It wasn't even supposed to be up for renewal or review. Midway review is next year, right? It's a 10-year deal. He's literally violating the USMCA. Only with Mexico and Canada. Only with those two countries. But the point I'm saying is we have sweeping tariffs on the majority of countries, right? All countries are facing tariffs from the United States of America. There are like no exceptions to any country getting no tariffs, right? And when companies have to buy parts from all of these different countries to make the vehicle here, they are having to pay that 15, 20, 25, 30% tariff to the United States government for the value of that order coming into the country. And because Donald Trump did away with the de minimis clause, which allowed imports valued under $800 to be exempt from tariffs, now even small businesses are paying tariffs, or even just individual people, like, I don't know, you, me, if we make stuff right? Like if we made stuff and we sold it on Etsy or something, right? Just as a random off example. They're now paying tariffs on something that probably only cost them $300 to get in. And now they have to pay that tariff to the American government, which is costing them money, right? That's why tariffs are inherently inflationary, because companies have to pay upfront a cost just to get the good into the country. And that's not even including the cost for their assembly, what they're putting it into, the cost to get it out to market. None of that.
Okay, and sorry, you're saying a lot there, so I'm trying to break it down as much as I can to attack each point. So the first one being the parts that they're having to bring in or import in order to construct these. What I was saying originally is some of these products, right? You know, I know an airbag, you just can't throw it together, right? It requires literally explosives in order to make an airbag, which we actually produce here, right? The material that we use for airbags, I'm not quite sure what we use. It's some type of, if I had to guess, I don't have internet right now.
I want to be honest with you on something. I think what you're getting hung up on is you're hung up on individual pieces or individual items that are brought into the United States of America for foreign countries, and you're wanting to break down that item and see what we could have made here in America versus going overseas. I'm not telling you, nor am I saying that I understand that that's the goal, but you're trying to give me a solution for these companies in order to avert or avoid tariffs. And I think that's what you're getting hung up on, and it's not going to progress the conversation.
It's your story to tell. Sculpt your own path. David Yarman Sculpted Cable Collection.
That's like bringing the buyer, but the American importer is the one that is responsible to pay that cost to the American government every single time at the end of the day, quite literally. For the exporter, so the seller can do stuff to lessen the cost. But that's up to their choice, their prerogative, whether they, let's say, lower their price in order to incentivize the American importer to purchase that item and then have to be subject to a tariff that is required to be paid to the American government. There is literally no ifs, ands, or buts. It's literally the person that purchases it, the person that is picking up those items, that valued item, into the country, that is paying that 15% to the American government. There is literally no argument there.
Okay.
It comes out of that bank account at the end of the day, regardless.
Wait, no.
That's why I needed to bare bones this with you.
I disagree. I disagree with that. The point that you made.
Can you prove me wrong then? Prove me wrong.
Okay. Yes. I'm gonna prove you wrong with a simple question and a follow-up. Okay. What is the purpose behind businesses?
To make a profit.
Exactly. If they're going to pass off these tariffs, for example, onto the consumer, right? And there's different tactics in order to avoid these tariffs, these extra costs. They're going to sell the best product that they can for profit at the cheapest rate that they can in order to gain attention. No?
No, they're going to look for the cheapest option to purchase.
Okay, that's another tactic that you just introduced, right?
Oh, these are tactics
they are
to you.
going to find different ways to. Yes, they're going to find these different ways in order to introduce these parts, whether it be making it here, or suffering with the tariffs in order to make profit, which they have to sell at the lowest level possible in order to make a profit, so that
No, they don't.
consumers can buy it.
They sell it
consumers
sometimes.
can't
They
pay for
no,
it, then
they
they're not
don't
gonna
sell
buy
it at the lowest price possible, because guess what? Then everything would be free. What they do is they actually sell it at the highest margin that they know people will purchase it at in order to make that
Exactly.
profit. No, you said the opposite. This is how you don't have a basic understanding of microeconomics, nor do you have any understanding of macroeconomics at this point. So I'm going to refer you to something, okay? This is called the Tax Foundation, which is right-leaning, okay? They published this in February 19, 2025. They've been very critical about Donald Trump and his claim that it's the foreign companies that pay the cost of tariffs, okay? And they are very clear that it is the American importers who pay that tariff. They are very clear on who pays the tariffs. Here we go. When the United States imposes tariffs on imports, businesses in the United States directly pay the import taxes to the United States government from their purchases from abroad. Again, there is literally no way around that point that I made, that you couldn't even agree on a basic point. That again, no matter what the circumstances are, it is always the American importer that pays the cost of the tariff percentage to the American government on all imports. It is always them. It is always them.
Alrighty. Okay.
I think you need to get a more
I see your-
basis understanding of tariffs before you try to make this argument. That's why I think, and I mean this with no hate to you, that is why I feel like you needed to try to attack the items that are being imported. That's your word, by the way, attack. The items being imported versus actually going towards the argument that was being made that you still couldn't agree on. I encourage you to do research on the tariffs. The tariffs are inherently inflationary. Ronald Reagan himself agrees that tariffs are inflationary. Jerome Powell said it point blank. Tariffs are inflationary.
You're awesome.
Friendly reminder to those who forgot, the person who appointed Jerome Powell was Donald J. Trump.
Yeah,
The
sure.
person who
I
absolutely
definitely get your point there.
loves Ronald Reagan is Donald J. Trump. Ronald
Sure.
Reagan
and I also
did
want to
not like
ask the
tariffs.
subject, what is the subject matter for the tariffs, right? Why are we doing some of these tariffs, right? Each tariff, right, is imposed either through, the president and the cabinet, for example, right? Or
Oh, no,
the
sorry.
cabinet
Donald
advising
Trump,
him.
I just want to be very clear. Donald Trump is actively violating the 16th Amendment of the United States Constitution by unilaterally deciding that he's the one that gets to impose tariffs. It's literally illegal. I hope that helps too. And he's also given he's also given the defense. So right now the United States is like the defendant in this argument, but he's given the prosecution or the plaintiff heavy proof that gets to do away with this argument that this was for national security, right? Because when Canada, and by the way, I don't agree with Doug Ford having produced this commercial and taking Ronald Reagan's sentences out of order and putting them in this video that they played, this ad that they played, right? But Donald Trump proved in his True Social post that these tariffs are at his will because he gets upsetty spaghetti, because he went out on True Social that they lied, they didn't take it down enough, so now 10% more tariffs on all items from Canada, right? That just disproves his entire claim that he gets to unilaterally assess tariffs on all of these countries outside of Congress due to national security, which was his original claim that he tried to make. And it's just not true, right? And he's proven that. His tariffs that he put on Brazil, his tariffs that he's putting on Colombia, his tariffs that he's putting on coffee. Can you tell me the one place in the entirety of the United States of America that is capable of growing coffee beans?
Okay.
Hawaii. I'll give you that answer. It's Hawaii. Hawaii does not have the capacity to fully like sustain all of America on coffee beans. They cannot grow enough. They just literally cannot.
Okay. Good deal.
So
At
coffee
this
should be
time,
exempted
I am
import tariffs.
at this time. I am going to go ahead and withdraw from debating at this time. It was a good debate with you. I definitely appreciate all the facts and circumstances you brought to me. It was good. Continue what you're doing. Have
No
a good
problem. You too. Bye. Let me read through some of these. Thank you guys. Let's see. Mr. Sakit says, I appreciate you. This is exhausting stuff, but remember to meet their misguided lack of education with kindness. Only way to win them over. I hope I did that with that last caller. It was a little bit exhausting, and I do admit that. Aslan, sorry, I missed a couple of yours. I'm the one manipulating evil laugh. We aren't even funny. No. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, men can be funny looking, but they're just not. Sorry. The caller that tried calling be funny was not funny. I try to be, guys. Maybe the real blue hair monsters he's scared of is the friends we made along the way. That's funny. TY for what you do. Thank you. Let's see. I'm amazed. I mean, amazed at how MAGA still don't get it that consumers pay the tariffs, not the nation or the company in the foreign nation that exports to the United States. Thank you, Shadow, so much for the $20. That's why I literally had to circle it back to bare bones question of who, if we have a 15% tariff on a country like Japan, who is paying that 15% on the value of those goods to the United States government? And he still couldn't unequivocally agree that it is the United States companies. It is the businesses here, right? Awesome. And like, it just, that literally kind of broke me a little bit. I admit that. Guys, if you're new over on TikTok, be sure to hit that follow button and all of the spaces on the red app. On the tubes. It's subscribe for free. On Twitch, on Twitchy, it's hitting follow as well. Okay. Shadow also said, take American candy, for instance. Now that American candy companies know we have to pay more for Chinese, Swiss, German, etc. candy, they United States candy companies can and do get away with charging more. Happy Halloween. Exactly. That's the whole point. It's not even just when companies see that another company, a competitor, has raised their prices, that means they too get to increase their prices at the store. They do. They get away with it because they know somebody will pay $35.99 for an item that costs them $12 to produce, right? So they see that $35.99 is being paid by people. They can look up these things, right? And then they're like, I can go ahead and up that, and I can charge it at $36.50, and somebody will pay for it. Or they can do $35.98, 1 cent cheaper. You think that penny wouldn't make a difference, but it absolutely does. Food stamps originally told me I don't qualify for food stamp. Oh, that's crazy. Let's see. I don't know what this means, but thank you for the 2. F kindness. These people need a stern convo. I'm trying to, Degan. I'm really trying to. Okay. And thank you, Jay, for the 20. I appreciate it. Also, that's a pretty cool PFP, not going to lie. All right, we're going to go ahead and open up these phone lines back up. If you are still supporting Donald Trump.
It starts with a sound, a door, a window, a step. But before the intruder even gets inside, Very Sure is already reacting. Our security experts detect the threat, assess it in real time, and take action. That can mean calling the police, sending a private security guard, or activating our Zero Vision smoke barrier. This Black Friday, get 50% off alarm installation and protect what matters most with 24/7 monitored security.
Hey Sainsbury's, usual big shop. Can you save me a few quid?
Well, Wayne, try your Nectar prices.
My what?
Your Nectar prices. In your Nectar app, you'll find personalized discounts on up to 10 things you love. It's personalized to you, Wayne. Too personalized?
Yeah, just a touch.
Agreed. We'll stick to prices. Save every week with your Nectar prices. Sainsbury's. Good food for all of us.
I actually support most of Trump. I was just looking for a conversation to see if I can be convinced otherwise.
Okay. Can you identify 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office?
Not off the top of my head, but I'm sure. I mean, he definitely stretches the truth with the intent of lying.
Okay.
Do you have I can look it up.
Donald Trump says that
Do you
he's,
have one?
quote, ended inflation. Is that true? Yes or no?
No. Well,
So
he
that's a
slowed
lie.
it down.
He slowed it down?
Yeah.
What was the inflation rate
mean,
that
it's
was
like-
released on Friday last week from the Bureau of Labor Statistics?
Yeah.
What was that inflation
Yeah,
rate
it's
for
at
September of
3%.
25? 3%. And what does that 3% mean?
Well, the goal, they have a dual mandate to get it down to 2%, and it was at 9%. So if you're comparing,
When was it at 9%?
I mean, 3%
when was it at 9%?
when Biden was
No, what
when
what
Biden
month and
was in
year?
office?
What month and year? Because that's how inflation data works. What month and year?
I don't know off the top of my
Oh,
head. That was we'll
okay.
say 2022.
Yeah, early 2022. Cool.
Yep, and then it took
So
time.
now we're talking about 2025. So when we
Yeah.
say that September of 2025 is at a 3% inflation rate, what is that inflation rate measured off of?
From last year, it's year over year.
Year over year. The 3% is year over year.
But
Correct.
but
What
it's
was the
supposed to be
inflation rate?
2%.
What it was the inflation
It's
rate?
supposed to be 2%.
What was
It's
the
not that far
inflation
off.
rate? What was the inflation rate September 2024?
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I'm not
2.4%.
looking at it.
2.4%. Inflation
Yeah.
is up. Now, what exactly does inflation measure?
How much more goods cost? How much more goods cost? But it's baked into it that it should be 2%. So when you say 3%, we're not that far off. And historically,
Except
if you
we
go
were
back,
at, I just want to help you out with something. We were at 2.5% in March of 2025. So month over month, we are continuing to see an increase in the percentage of inflation.
yeah.
Yeah. So
But
he
we're only
has
at
not,
3%.
quote,
You're making
ended
it sound like it's,
inflation. That is, in fact, a lie.
I mean, it's nominal. 3% in my mind is nominal. Now, if we
Not
continue
according
on
to
a
the
track where
Fed.
it goes, I mean, the Fed's going to say what the Feds are going to say. And
I'm sorry,
I wouldn't
the
even trust
Fed,
what
the
the Fed
Federal
said.
Reserve
What
Bank
does
is directly
trueflation?
and responsible for determining what our interest rates are, which affects people's mortgage rates, their bank loan
I understand.
rates, and things like that. So the Federal Reserve is quite, in fact, important. It's not just, quote, they're going to say what they're going to say. That's such a weird
They
thing to
are going to say
say.
what they're going to say. What does trueflation say? The inflation is at?
It's still 3%, dude.
Trueflation. The Fed has historically, it says it's at 2.1%.
Where's that data coming from?
Let me pull up the source here.
Yeah. See, AI Overview is not a source, guys.
Trueflation.com. Marketplace.
Oh, okay. So
Trueflation.
not
US.
anything from a reliable source. Got it.
A lot of people use Trueflation. A
It's
lot
not
of
a
people trust
reliable source.
Trueflation over. And you're saying the Fed is? Many people
They
would
are
say the Fed is
directly
not a reliable source.
responsible Hello?
That doesn't mean that they're going to be a reliable.
I'm not
source.
even
They're
just quoting the
bots.
Fed. I'm sorry.
Why-
Does the
why-
Federal Reserve,
You're
does the
talking about
Federal
Jerome
Reserve,
Powell.
does the Federal Reserve give out inflation data, or are they utilizing inflation data in order to make decisions? Which one is it?
They put out the numbers that they're
The
likely
Federal
told to do.
Reserve
I'm
puts
not
out
sure,
the numbers
but
themselves.
no. But how they
Who
collect
puts out the numbers?
matters too.
Okay,
And
who
if
puts
you
out
look
the
at
numbers?
revisions from the hold on. And if you look at revisions from the Federal Reserve, they're historically always revising numbers.
The
So
the
you
Federal
can't just trust these
Reserve.
numbers
I'm
to
sorry.
them.
I'm sorry. The Federal
course,
Reserve
yes.
is revising numbers.
Yes. And you're talking about Jerome Powell, who started
Where can
cutting
I want
rates
you?
back
You
in
obviously have a
2024.
computer that you're looking up. I want you to go ahead and Google this for me and
So
do this
BLS,
exactly.
go to
No, no,
BLS.
no, 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 no. I want you to Google. Does the
Bureau of
Federal
Labor
Reserve?
Statistics.
Hold on, buddy. Pookie pie.
That's
No,
where we
no,
get
no,
our
no, no, no,
data.
no, no, no,
It's
no,
from
no, 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 no,
BLS.
no, no,
You
no,
got
no,
your
no, no, no,
inflation
no,
from
no, no,
BLS.
no, 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 no. Pookie pie. Listen to me. I want you to put in Google or DuckDuckGo or Ask Jeeves, whichever one you want to go to, and type in there, and I mean type this in verbatim. Does the Federal Reserve adjust statistics after the fact?
They're called revisions. Why don't you look up, do they revise?
No, this was your point.
How they
So
collect
you look that
data-
up. Fine. Does the Federal Reserve do revisions on inflation data?
Maybe it's the jobs data. It says yes. Does the Fed's revise jobs data? I mean, inflation data.
Did you type
Yes,
in the
federal
Fed or
government
the
revises
Federal Reserve?
inflation data
Exactly. You
through-
said
No.
the
You just now
Federal
asked, and I Googled it.
Reserve. I said the
federal government
Federal
revises inflation
Reserve.
data.
Open your ears. I said the Federal Reserve, not the federal government, because that was your claim.
No,
that
the
the
Feds in
Federal
general.
Reserve
Yeah,
updates.
maybe not the Federal Reserve. They're just quoting what the Feds tell them.
Listen, sometimes I ask myself, can they really be that brain dead? The answer is yes. Thank you, Mario, for the 2. Would you ever do politics? Happy belated birthday. I'm not sure. Let's all stretch and count to 10. We'll do that again. Also, guys, just so you know, Trueflation that he tried to quote still agrees with the Federal Reserve that true inflation's at 3%. So isn't that funny?
You're awesome.
Another facts over feelings. I think you're wrong. Who the fuck cares what you think when you exactly. Sorry, guys. I just want to remind everybody. Facts are objective. They are not subjective. I know that's hard. I know that's difficult. I know. I'm so sorry. Guys over on TikTok, if you are new here, don't forget to hit that follow button and be sure to share out the live. If you still support Donald Trump, call the number on the screen. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, MAGA, bitch.
Cool. How old are you?
MAGA, bitch.
Was that an age? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
42.
Okay. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Never supported either one of them.
All right. Well, you have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Knicker.
Y'all think y'all got some with that. You ain't. Watch the full live. That's not what was said. See, what I find, it's not, I wouldn't even call it flattering, right? It's just oddly funny that there are individuals that sit and watch my live streams, okay? And then what they do is they like screen record it, or they go back and download it afterwards, and then they go through hours of time to modify it to make it things that it doesn't say. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Really funny that there are individuals that.
Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Naked.
Yes. And I know the money. Yeah, this one is precisely. Else, you can imagine who believes this. No, I find a pants. I beg it, I want to be this coming. Yeah. I'm ready. Is it on there? Keep between. Because I am the coward. When it comes to the code. The flu, I'm very vulnerable.
The duration of the recording. Thank you.
So, President, African Renaissance, when first did you come across the idea in the political history or your intellectual journey, that concept that of the rebirth of the African continent? Do you recall where were you when the epiphany, you come across a lot of ideas, but you're like, no. Do you recall the moment? Do you recall how the epiphany came? That fire.
No, I doubt if it would be. We can find that moment.
Okay.
It derives from an understanding that you see what happened.